Okay, so my recording got interrupted now twice. And then I remembered about that handy feature called Do Not Disturb. All right, so this is exactly where we left off at. So I'm going to continue on. And I was just chattering away too. All right, make sure I've got 3. No. 1, 2, 1 more. Okay. All right, now I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to bring it down right here. Yarn over, do a half double crochet. Do a single crochet. Chain 1 and begin the moss stitch. All the way around. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here also is where I am going to go ahead and put the thumb in it with unforgettable yarn. You want to go ahead and put a 6th row in if you want it that long, because usually, you know, like I'm a little bit more over the fingers, up on the fingertips. So usually put in another row. If you're using a thicker yarn, a normal worsted weight, whatever you get, you know, a red heart yarn, usually 5 rows is okay. If not, you want to put in a 6th. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here we're going to put in the thumb. This one I'm making for the left hand, so I'm going to be putting in the thumb whenever I come back across here. And this is where I'll be putting in the thumb. Whenever I'm putting in for the right hand, you want to put it in here. All right, so whenever you come down and you do that half double crochet, whenever you do the half double crochet to anchor it, you want to go ahead and crochet 5, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you're making a right-handed. Skip 1 and single crochet right here, and then continue on with the moss stitch. All right, you also want to check it and make sure that 5 is enough. If 5 isn't enough, then you can put in 6, however many you need. I think I have like an average size hand, a small to average size hand. So whenever I wear gloves at work, I work in the medical field. I did work in the medical field. I've lost both my jobs now since the Levaquin. I prefer the medium-sized gloves because the smalls tended to be a little bit too tight on me. All right, so I'm going to moss stitch around because this is going to be a left-handed. And for time's sake, I'm just going to go ahead and do 5 instead of 6 before the thumb. All right, so I'm getting over here. And I am going to check it and see where exactly I want the thumb to be. Here's a good spot. Okay. And that is where I will be skipping 1 and landing right there, which is right there at the crocodile stitches, which is where I want to be. All right, so I'm going to, I've already chained 1 there. I'm going to chain a total of 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of loosely. Single crochet. I skip that stitch there and go over to here, do a single crochet here, chain 1. We're still doing the moss stitch till we get over to here. I'm going to go ahead and put a single crochet there. I know like that one time I didn't because it was so close to where I was. It just really depends on where you are. Most of the time I have put one here. It's not going to work like that every single time. All right, slip stitch there. Find your post and crocodile stitch. Two, 3, 4, 5, turn, find the post, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn, anchor it onto the single post, yarn over, continue right to the next posts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn, anchor, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, turn, find your post, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, turn, anchor onto that half double crochet, turn it up, single crochet, and begin the moss stitch. And whenever you do the thumb, whenever you get to it, I do single crochet. So I'm going to take out that last one there, that last chain that I did, and I'm going to do single crochets around the thumb, and then resume the moss stitch. Okay, and now, nope, went too far because this is where my next grid begins. If you're doing it right-handed, you got to check and see where your grid is. versus your thumb. Okay. If you're coming off of the crocodile stitch onto your thumb, then you want to do the single crochets from there. Okay, so generally I've been doing them really close to here, but it looks like I'm over here. All right, I'm going to slip stitch that one. 1 and 2. Chain 1 all the way over to here. Sure didn't seem right. I'm going to double check that. Seems like going way far over, and I'm afraid I'm going to have a big gap here. I'm going to move this over one more. Super careful with unforgettable yarn. All right, so moss one more, and then go right onto here. One, two. All right, I feel better about that. Got 1, 2, 3 sets. All right, so I'm not going to chain one. I'm going to yarn over and bring it down on to this one here with a half double. I'm not chaining, I'm not yarning over. I'm going to do a single crochet right here. Chain one. I'm going to begin the moss stitch here. All right, I like to check my thumb periodically. Okay, as you can see, this part of your hand is wider, so which kind of accounts for all these single crochets here. So as we get down further off of the hand and onto the wrist, we will actually be doing the same for that. Also, we will, it's hard to tell from here, but we actually bring it in to make it more narrow for the wrist. Okay. We will continue on doing the moss stitch around because we're not bringing it in just yet. So I did single crochets, but now I'm doing the moss stitch. See? I'm going to go ahead and go right here. And instead of chaining one like a moss stitch, I'm just going to go into the base. slip stitch it to the top, find my post, okay, there's my post. I may have not done something the same every single row. I know whenever you begin the grid, that's a completely different row from whenever you are beginning the crocodile stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I know going into the rows, at times it can be different places, positions. I think I've had one row where it was a bit off, it was a bit different. If you come to that and something is a little bit different like that, just go with it, because really you're the only one who's going to know. All right, turn it, anchor it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Turn and anchor. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and turn. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Turn. Anchor it onto that half double, flip it up, and do a single crochet. Chain 1, because we are beginning the moss stitch around. 2, 3. I don't know why I'm counting these. 4. Good to know, I guess. 5, 6, 7, 8, and it is more because of the thumb. 9, 10. Excuse me. Okay. So here, our grid needs to be here. And then double check too where you want to end with the crocodiles. I like to end the crocodiles on right at the wrist. So I'm going to put one more set of crocodiles here. All right, so here's where this one begins. Nope, it's not what I do. I slip stitch it. I'm going to do it here. On that one, slip stitch. My first post, and that's my second post. 1, 2, one more. Yarn over, bring it down, and I am going to bring it right to here. Bring it down again with a single crochet, and then I begin the moss stitch. Okay, so here I will be putting in a single crochet here and then going to the top and joining there. I do believe also it depends on which part of your crocodile stitch that you're doing. So this is the one that is adjusted over one. So this one is over here. So therefore this one, a lot of times this one is going to be different than whenever you do this one. It happens. Plus, because it is in a different location, you approach it differently, you come on it differently. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn, and anchor. My shoulder is really hurting, sorry. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn, anchor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn, anchor, turn it up, going to single crochet. Since that one is a little bit far away, I'm going to single crochet right there, and then moss. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and begin decreasing, because really my shoulder can't take much more. Okay, so moss stitch over to the thumb. Right, I'm at the thumb. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put a decrease here. So single, pull it up, and then go ahead and go to the next one. And no, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to yarn over, then go to the next one, pull it up, and pull through all 4 loops. And let's see. Yeah, and then go ahead and just chain the 1 to close those off, and then go to the next one. Chain 1. Make sure I did that right. Okay. Moss stitch, and I'm going to go ahead and just finish off now with moss stitching. Okay. So we put a moss stitch here. We're going to put one in this space, in this space, and then right here between in the crocodile stitch. This space, and the crocodile stitch. There's one. And as this comes around, as it works its way up here, we want to push that one up a little bit, because that's where we're going to put this one out. All right, and then continue around. Check it on your wrist. Make sure that this is where you want it. I'm pretty sure I probably needed an extra row of the crocodile stitches. If you do, that's fine. You can make sure you have all the crocodile stitches rows that you want before you begin the moss stitch around. All right, so here's where we have the decrease, and we're going to moss stitch over to here. And continue around. And continue around. And this is easy because now you know where your moss stitches are at. You just go all the way around and continue to moss stitch all the way around. You want to do about 15 rows of the moss stitch before you get to the very bottom, before you get to the end. All right, so that's where I'm going to stop that. I'm going to check it. I didn't do all of my rows and all of my stitches, but you can see how it comes in. If you get down further and you see that you need to do another decrease, then you just do another decrease, generally right around in the thumb area. Okay, so that's that part. I'm going to go ahead and skip doing the next 15 rows, and I'm going to go ahead and get the next part of it, which is the trim. And on the trim, it's like the shell stitch, but mine's a little bit different because I want it to be a little bit more dainty, higher peaks on it, you know, to where it definitely goes. Definitely go up and I go down. So what I do on here, all right, I brought it all the way around here. And this one I actually joined. I think I did this one a little bit differently. I found where I wanted to begin it, and so I made it join there. All right, chain 1. Okay, so to begin this one, I'm going to go in the next stitch over, a single crochet, a half double crochet, a double crochet, a half double, and a single, all in the same stitch. I come down in the next stitch, I chain 1, and I go to the next stitch and do it again. Single, a half double, a double, a half double, and a single, a single crochet. I do this all the way around. Single, half, double, half, whoops, sorry. I already did the half, and now I'm doing a single. In the very next one, I do a single crochet, and then just continue all the way around. Whenever you come back to the other side, you just join it, tie it off, weave it in, all that good stuff. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope that these videos help you with the Crocodile fingerless glove that has the flat palm side for the moss stitch. Whenever you come back, I do put about 3 rows onto the thumb to give it a little bit of extra. I'll show you the difference here. All right, so this is the one I just did. So there's nothing on that thumb. And grab this one. All right, so this is going to be the matching set. All right, with this one, I have a little bit of extra going up the thumb for a little bit of extra thumb coverage. So you can do either one. I've seen them where they don't have any thumb coverage, and I've seen them with thumbs. So, alrighty, and I hope that has helped you to get that down, and good luck on working on your projects. I hope you do a great job, and God bless. Thank you.